My wallet is sobbing. I can hear it. I can hear it in the hall now. It is breaking down, crying.
It turns out that Attila, the arrogant so-and-so, he's got a fake hammer.
Oh, a fake?
Yeah.
Whoa.
As I say, dick.
So, welcome to episode 78 of the Religions podcast. So, how did our predictions go down? I'd say they went down. They went crashing down.
The name I have at the bottom of the screen for those who are watching sums it up well.
It sure does. Did you get anything right, Mal? I don't think I got much.
I think that of all the weird things to get right, it was the two names and which of Kern's buddies was which in terms of name.
In the blurred
That was
picture.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Rich
think we got.
actually
I
did
think
the best.
I think we got the kind of the characters that we mentioned in the story. We got their names right.
So we all predicted Escape back as well. So we got
Yeah, true. Although not in the way that I was thinking.
No, not even close.
Because even
to
the
what
one I was claiming was the skate back in that kind of brightened up picture was actually turned out to be Cog,
yeah.
which you were saying was Cog, and I was like, I'm having none of this. He's not got skate back.
I'm furious with myself because I had that skate back nailed. I just forgot to add in the fact about a saddle and the flat back and that sort of stuff. So now I feel like a fool.
Yeah, I mean, he does look, we're going to get into it, of course, don't worry, listeners, but he does look more menacing until you see his face, and then he's like cute.
It's
the
funny,
color
isn't
palette
it?
and
Yeah.
everything is like, oh yeah, he's going to eat you, and then you look at his face, oh, he's cute. Which is really well done. I mean, how you managed to do that is pretty cool. And it's
the eyes, isn't it? I think.
yeah, exactly. Well, apart from everything else, I developed a nasty chest infection after last week's episode. So if I'm sounding a bit more raspy than usual, that'll be why. Still not over it. I don't know what it is. It's not COVID. We've done that kind of crack. So I'm on the antibiotics route. So that's been fun. The world is sober, permanently sober at the moment. Good training. Maybe I should keep it up to Legion's Con, just to let everything settle down. But, when you got a nice warm summer evening, it's not like I don't get, hammered. I just want to have a glass of, like Rich has, just a little glass of something. And
Let's pretend it's squash.
Yeah. And it's like, apparently it won't affect the antibiotics, but they just say that like if there's any side effects, they'll be worse. And I know the side effects would probably be, bathroom related, and I'm just not up for that. So I'm happy to skip it for another, we've only got 2 days left, so be fine. By the time this episode goes out, I'll have had a glass of something, so don't worry for me. Or I'll be in the hospital, one or the other. But yeah, other than that, Rich, how's the head recovering? Is it continuing along?
It is. This will be too much information for a lot of listeners and viewers, but all the scabs pretty much have come off now.
Oh, cool.
Which means I can probably lie back on my head for the first time in 3.5 weeks, which would be nice. Kerry's assured me it's looking good. So
okay, yeah, we don't need photographic evidence. We'll see it at Legion's Con, then it'll be
exactly, yeah.
I'm
still going to claim it's an axe scar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, we can just get Anthony Houseseal to recreate how it happened.
No, he'd put it in my head. Let's not get Anthony to do it. Somebody else,
like,
maybe.
Ooh, direct hit right in the middle of the scar. Look at that. Didn't even.
I meant to stop, honestly. But this is how Noble Bear does it, and I'm like, oh.
And it's
Absolutely.
not a fake.
True. And speaking of Noble Bear, Mal, you got your remember those books we were talking about, the From He-Man to Conan? You got them in the mail today?
I did, yes. No sort of indication they were due to show up, and got home. Card sort of saying it's in the cupboard. So I was like, "What's in the cupboard?" And it was them, which
wow,
they are looking very cool.
Did you have a flick through?
I did, yes, but I've got the sci-fi one and the barbarian one, and it's just so cool. There's so many films mentioned in there, and loads I've not heard of, and kind of already
I'm down a real rabbit hole with that.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of interested to try and dig some of them out and watch some of them. Definitely
That's cool. Well, as a big movie buff, you're definitely and I have them on the way, and I'm looking forward to maybe going down the rabbit hole a bit, and good quality as well.
Yeah, really good paper. And not that I know much about it, but it feels
no, but
thick.
like you'd know if it was cheap, I suppose.
That's it. Yeah, the paper feels good, thick stock.
Excellent. Yeah, their last Kickstarter update was hilarious. It was so French. It was like, well, we're shipping them all out, and we're trying to get them out as fast as we can. But the Olympics is on in Paris because they're based in Paris, and we can't get to our post office. It's basically all the roads are closed, and in August in Paris, everyone else goes away apart from the tourists. So. Yeah, it might take a while, but they obviously got yours in the post before then.
They did.
I'd say they're probably trying to get the ones like did I see Anthony Hassil got his as well? They're trying to get the ones maybe that are more international out, and then the other ones so that everything kind of arrives similar time.
Yeah.
Maybe mine will show up this week. That'll be exciting.
Fingers crossed.
Absolutely, yeah. And you've had a slew of G.I. Joes arriving, Rich?
I have. I've had about 7 or 8 in 3 different packages. Obviously, Hasbro Pulse could all just put them in the same package, but they're not going to do that.
No, that would be too inefficient or efficient. Sorry for them. Yeah. Oh, Mal's got his. I was going
to say Mal's just showing off with his stuff.
Yes, I managed to secure I nearly said a sphinx.
Another Anubis and Bastet.
That would have been different, yeah. A Serpentor on eBay, which I'd sort of, yeah, and that's his air chariot because the guy who bought it off didn't want to, understandably, take it apart again.
And do you have the figure in your own collection, or?
No, it's down here in the box. He sent me the box as well, and all.
Oh, okay, so you have everything.
Oh, yeah, it's the whole figure. It's complete.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you just got the chair.
No.
Okay, so and that figure has only been released with the chair, is it?
It has, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, okay.
So, unfortunately,
Very
it was a bit more expensive, obviously, than the original release, but felt like it was worth it.
How much was it, Mal, if you don't mind me asking?
125.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a premium.
Felt expensive, but
and curse it, I had 2 at one point, and I should have held on and sold it now, but rather than when I did. But there we go.
Not sorted you out, Mal. No, made a massive profit for myself.
If well, obviously, but Mal's got one already, so I'd now be selling it for a profit, knowing what Mal had got for his. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Amazing. And wasn't there a drop on Hasbro this week? Was there Cobra Commander or something?
That was it. Yeah, once a man Cobra Commander.
Oh yeah, I picked that up. I picked that up. Yeah, with I think I got another one just for free shipping. But yeah, I wanted that one because it was cool. It's a kind of a snake. Is it almost like a snake, or it is a snake, isn't it?
Yeah, he's turning into a snake. Yeah, I got a couple as well to make sure I got the free shipping.
I just think it's an awesome looking figure, and I'm having a small collection of those, so I think that one will fit. So yeah, that's very good. We also, before we get into the cosmic, we got a little tease at IshCon, which was these 2 little figures here, kind of a jade coloured knight, would you say, on the right here?
Yeah,
and then a more foresty looking figure on the left with kind of a green Lord Bardrick with the copper armor, I would say, and the classic Gorgo helmet. Hard to tell if it's the new or the old one. And yeah, I took these pictures from the Cabal. Loads of people posted pictures of them. I can't remember exactly who took this one, but they knew who they are. And
first person I saw post anything was Jesse Arnold. So
yeah, these could be Jesse's.
Maybe his, yeah.
So
I like the picture on the left. It's got Bill Mancuso framed nicely in the background as well.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Friend of the show, Bill, framed.
Yeah. Jesse's picture had George in the back, didn't it, peering through. So, no.
Okay, never mind who's in the back. What do we think of these figures?
They're all right. No.
Okay.
I'm
Any guesses as to what these might be? Could be a figura obscura, possibly.
I don't think so. I don't think they tease a figure obscura. I think that they like to keep that secret. I think It's either, well, I actually wonder if it's the opposite of the Valiant, the one on the right, the green one, the Jade one. I wonder if it's the opposite of the Valiant Knight, but done in that jade colour that was a possibility from the vote for August.
Yes.
As a reference to that.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is, Mal. It was, 10-year anniversary, and they can go back to the fan vote and give us a Jade Knight. 100%,
Yeah,
that's what it's going to be.
That would be cool, yeah.
So then is the other one. Can you guys remember what the other options in the fan vote in the Kickstarter was?
No,
Before my time, no.
I haven't seen that mentioned now either, but I think this one is a little bit of a red herring. I think that it's the figure, all right, but I think that helmet is actually the alternate head for this one on the right, the Jade Knight.
100%.
And I think that the head on this one is either a newly sculpted piece that they don't want to show off, or is a helmet or a head that will make you understand what the figure actually is.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to drop that big of a tease because the figure I love the build of it, and then the head is like weird because it's a completely different color.
It's the wrong color.
Yeah. I'm wondering with that one, obviously it's going to be a really unique head, hence they're not showing it now. I'm wondering if it's like the Green Knights, it might almost be some sort of like Tree Man type head that's going to to go on it.
That would be
because it's got all the colours. It's got everything you need except for the head.
Your hope and dreams here.
A bit of both. I'd say 50-50 hopes and dreams.
Considering I painted a bunch of Tree Man hands and arms for you this week, I think you like the old Tree Man. And
I do. I've got
also in the past.
Likes a good bit of wood.
I do love a good bit of wood. Gnarlier the better.
Oh God. Sorry, I asked now. So anyway, exciting for these. So my theory on these, firstly, is the thing about the head. Jade Knight, I think everyone is along the right lines for that. And I do think that they will be somehow like the Valiant Knight dropped, or my biggest suspicion is they're going to come in the in-stock sale with the heavy gunner and whatever else is going to happen.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Interesting.
The alternative one is the one on the left, the one that's not as armoured. Is that what was... I mean, I can't remember. I don't know if there's pictures anywhere, but I wasn't around at the time. But the Fantastic exclusive that was the fan vote that Ravenna won. I wonder if that's the other option that there was, and they've decided to create.
No, there wasn't another option because I was in part of that vote. You voted on part by part by part.
Right. Okay.
Had there been anything else, Mal, it would have won.
Here's all these torsos. Here's all these hands. Here's all these feet. That's how it was voted on. And then the color palette was offered up, and it was always a female build because that was Mal's just left. His theory's been debunked, so he's left.
I'm off. Screw you guys.
The chair was spinning and everything. You got up so quick. It's like, screw the lot, yeah, I'm gone.
So, that's very interesting. More to come on that, I guess. We will talk about it again, but I haven't seen any other hints. The Horseman's line was basically, I know nothing about this. I know nothing Jon Snow, which lines up with you.
Mystery.
Rich, and what you're rewatching
Game of Thrones. Yes,
I'm watching The Last Kingdom. It's awesome.
It's good, isn't it? It's
been on my watch list for so long, and my wife likes that kind of stuff, as that kind of program as well. So she was in the middle of watching some other series, and I was kind of busy with other stuff, so I was letting her kind of finish that series, and we finally got to where we have it all lined up. And want to watch House of the Dragon as well, but now I'm just going to has that finished yet, or is it?
It has, yeah. It was the last episode this weekend, so yeah.
Okay, so that might be time as well to slip that into the rotation.
Yeah, with The Last Kingdom, as you said, you loved the first series. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's the weakest of the.
Yeah, I'm halfway through the second one now, and I see what you mean. I also find the characters are become a little bit more, a little bit less kind of stoic and straight, and kind of there's a little bit more humor and banter and whatever you might call it. What we have, basically.
Yes. And one of the characters in that, and I'm not sure if you'll have seen him yet or not, but he's actually, the actor plays one of the main characters in House of the Dragon as well.
Ah, cool. Right. I must have a look at that. Maybe when I watch House of the Dragon now, I'll go, oh, it's the guy from IMDb. Yeah,
it's that guy.
Yeah. Right. Shall we go to?
We can. What I would say is just, obviously it's me, so I'm going to have a quick grumble, is that I was all set on buying some more Demistrios from the in-stock sale, and then they showed that Jade Knight. And it's such a similar colour now. I'm thinking like, well, maybe I should hang on and just get some of those instead. And what do I want to do? And it's just like, oh, God.
Well,
I'm you horseman.
I'll tell you what. You can wait, because I think there's enough Demistrios there that probably will end up at the Horseman table at Legion's Con.
I would have thought so, yeah.
Or even the table at Intern, if there isn't there a table at Intern.
Yes, they let you buy one of each figure, and they give you like a little sheet, so you tick which ones you want.
So I can buy you a Demistrios as well if you want. Obviously, you give me the money now.
No, what the hell?
But I think it's worth maybe giving your wallet a break and buying some more Hasbro figures or whatever.
Yes, particularly as Monster Force is due to drop the end of this month, so my wallet will cop an absolute pounding at that point. So
I don't think I ordered any of the Wave 1 ones. So
I did. Van Helsing was Wave 1, I think.
Maybe I did. No, I don't think I did. So that's
I went all in. So that's about 8
I'll probably
figures.
regret it, but I decided to cherry pick. Right. Let's go. Oxcrewe, Book 2, Harrow Zone. So there we are. There's the figures. I think I'm going to come straight out with there's no spoilers here. I think this is a great wave of figures. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I liked all the cosmic waves in one way or another, but I think this one is my favorite. I love the slightly more muted color palettes while still being bright and cosmic. But yeah, it's a really cool wave overall.
Yeah, I mean, I love the colours and the brightness and everything about Cosmic. But yeah, there's just something about this wave, and the build of some of the characters is just so cool. And some of the new parts are fantastic as well.
Yeah, and I think if you see the photos Trevor did, the kind of environment shots, they look so cool that you really get the vibe of what they were going for here.
Yeah, this is such a good wave. It's definitely my favourite Cosmic wave so far.
There you go. So this is going to be quite a happy episode. Right. So shall we get on with it? So there you see the crew there. That's a really nice picture that the Horseman posted at the end of the reveals. And we get to the first figure that was revealed, Hylor Kryn. So it's mostly a repaint here, but with the addition of soft goods and a new helmet. And you tell me, Mal, if there's any other new pieces here.
New boots as well. The
new
boot
boots.
Top. So from the boot cut down to the ankle is new.
Yeah, they actually mentioned that on the stream now that you say it. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah, they didn't show it, but they mentioned it.
Well, it's still a prototype, Oh, you mean on the stream? Yeah,
thanks
they were
to the storm.
With the stream. Yeah.
Yes, that's
storm. I'm not going to criticize them for that.
Goodness, no, that's the weather's fault.
And Jeremy did a great job of then at least posting them online. Now, people that aren't as clued in as the likes of most Legions fans might have been a bit, where are they seeing all these pictures? But, because the comments were, there was some comments of people saying, where's the pictures? But others were saying, he looks amazing, and there's a black screen. So, yeah, people got it. So, Hylor is is it Phaeton race? Affiliated to Phaeton, affiliated to Scape Haven, and the planet of origin is Merokidius. So I haven't heard of that planet yet.
Mercodius?
Mercodius. Sorry, it's too small on the screen here for me.
No,
I should.
My face is glowing because I've got it on.
You can tell us then. Right. Do you want to read the bios then, Mal? Or
Yeah, I'll give him a go if you want me to.
Yeah. Sure. If you're up for it.
Right. Once employed by the Traders Union's Empiricist Division, Harrow was part of a dual operative team sent to a remote section of Theranos to investigate a spatial anomaly. This anomaly was the suspected cause of a number of Tusk vessels which had gone missing whilst on assignments in that area. Harrow and his partner detected the problem as soon as they entered the fourth ring, but unfortunately for the pair of Tusk empiricists, detection and understanding of the anomaly was not enough to save them from falling victim to it. Their vessel's instruments failed, and they crashed on the planet named Thraxon. Salvaging as much of the Tusk-issued equipment from their ship as they could, including a pair of hostile environment suits and a small arsenal of weaponry and defensive gear, the pair left their damaged vessel and set out into the harsh terrain of Thraxon.
So that's pretty cool. They have
That's a cool story.
Tusk armor, well explained there. And obviously this new helmet is awesome. And
I love that helmet. There's just something about it that's really cool.
Absolutely. And the color scheme as well. Maybe we'll get to the kind of studio pictures here. I love this color scheme, and it goes really well with this wave. I think when it was first revealed, you were like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah." But when you see it as an overall picture, really nice, and an alternate head as well. The repaint of, sorry, Rich, yeah.
I was going to say, doesn't that head work well? I know it's a repaint,
yeah,
but of Sligo, but it's that blue really sets off against those colours.
Yeah,
really, really nice.
Such a good head as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I would have got it, but instantly I would have been like, "Oh, cool! Is that a new head?" I would have had to check. It wasn't instantly recognizable as Sligo, and the shield. I just love when they do the faction logos on the shield.
Yeah.
I have this thing from Mythic, but I love the way they. I think the painted on like this style works really well for Cosmic.
Yeah.
It really looks cool. Gun again, it's the guns that we've got before, but in the yellow, which is really cool. As I've always said, that color isn't the best for customizers. So very nice to get a factory yellow painted with lots of different yellow parts.
We're getting one thing I do like is as the waves progress, depending on the figure, of course, we are getting more and more paint apps on the weapons as well, and they're looking a lot nicer.
I think that's cool that they started off and we got a good few Legion builders in the first wave as well, which made sense. But the weapons are progressively getting more painted, which means that they're not just like, oh, another one of these, throw it in the fodder bin. There is actually, I can maybe put this weapon with one of my Legion builders to kind of make that look a bit cooler.
And I made a comment in the predictions about with how good Kern Ray's soft goods were. They're going to have to go some, and without spoiling anything for later on, starting with this one, they went some, and they really upped the soft goods
we did mention that there might be a bit more use of soft goods to to kind of there is a bit of parts reuse here, and the soft goods tend to distract from that and give a different look, and this is certainly the case here. Although, as you say, we get new helmet here and new boots. So, although the boots are similar in look to Novian Lean, it's just that the boot cut is different. So, what's your verdict on this guy, Rich?
I love him. I didn't think I would. If you told me about the character first, I'd have been like, well, I'm not convinced about that. But overall, as a combination of parts and an overall look, it's fabulous. I mean, those soft goods, I don't think you could do a better combination of soft goods if you're looking for like a Wasteland Ravager type stuff. The scarf that you can pull up over your face or over your head if you need to, all that sort of stuff. Those, as Mal said, those new boots are awesome as well.
Yeah.
And that new helmet's great.
It is
like a proper sort of dark. I mean, I know this character's not necessarily meant to be a particularly bad guy or borderline, but you could really see like a proper evil character wearing a helmet like that as well.
Yeah. And I could see another group, maybe the bad, maybe a different group of pilots with this type of helmet to kind of go opposite the red jets.
Yes. No, that would work.
Yeah.
Maybe black, like TIE fighter pilots.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, glossy black or whatever with a bit of red. Yeah, but that might be too on the nose, so they'll do their own thing. But yeah, this picture is great. I mean, the soft goods look really cool there. With the alternate.
Look at them, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's another one of those that's going to be really hard to decide which head to display it with, and might get swapped out every so often. They're his thoughts already.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how things progress. But
and then you think of the custom heads you can put on, and all of a sudden you got 10.
Yeah. This is another one of those waves where it's so hard to decide on a favourite, but I do think he maybe edges it.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, let's go through them, and then we can talk about the favourites at the end.
Yeah. I've already got my list written out.
Yeah, we can maybe. We can maybe give it a go at a ranking without being too harsh. Because
can I just pitch in?
Won't be. Yeah.
Can I just pitch in at this point, and our listeners and viewers will probably have seen this by the time they get round to this episode. But the Four Horsemen have re-released the reveal special, but with the pictures added in.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
So it's the audio from the original one with the pictures added. So that's for anyone that wants to see it like it would be normally.
Yeah, and you get the whole it's the whole conversation. So there's a lot of good information from Eric there, as well as obviously Jeremy.
Give that away.
But you get their conversation. So I'm good because I know they took it down, and then I'm just glad that wasn't lost to time.
Yeah.
Or to because they had issues.
Such a good wave.
Yeah, and the audio was great.
Them talk about it as well. Yeah.
So it was just the pictures.
And they put so much effort into it all too. It'd have been real. They properly think about how they're going to do it. So it'd have been a real shame if that had gone.
These things happen. Live stream's always difficult. That's why there's sometimes a bit more work in post with the podcast like this, but live stream is all the pre-work, and obviously the show you need to be kind of live, and if something goes wrong when it's live, like if something goes wrong when we're recording this, we just stop, sort it out, and get going again. That is the advantage. The glamour shots from Trevor. So this is the glamour shot for Hylar Kryn. If you're listening, it's hanging off this vehicle, which I think we can maybe say now they teased something about the vehicle. Jim made a very it was very natural, but it sounded like it was planned in as well, in a kind of a cheeky way. But he was definitely almost hinting that they were going to reveal a vehicle. And then it was like, look, Jim, we'll talk about it and we'll see again at Legion's Con kind of thing. You can listen exactly to what was said on the Horseman stream, but that was the general gist, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I'd expect to see the mock-up version at Legion's Con, and then it's just a case of whether they push ahead with production or not. Because there's a lot of paintwork and that going on this, so it's not going to be cheap, even with the Horseman brilliant prices.
Well, that might be a crowdfunder, maybe. Maybe that's something they'd consider.
So I'm trying to get the person that said it on our Discord, but there was somebody that said, what if this was going to be a dragon at Legion's Con or I said that, and they said, what if this vehicle here in Cosmic is called the Dragon?
Jesus.
That's the big troll. So I'm just going to try and scroll here and see who said that.
That would depend if they wanted the hotel burnt down or not.
Oh, it would be absolutely hilarious, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Let me see. Oh, it was Jeremy Govier. Sorry, yeah. So there you go, Jeremy. Yeah. So that was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. All right, so let's move on to the next character. So this is Hylar's sidekick, Joe Bra Key. And I think I maybe said, or it's Joe Barra, sorry. I think I said Joe Bra in the story, yeah.
You noticed the race.
So the race is
Gadrielian.
Gadrielian. Oh my God.
I hadn't spotted that.
Are they the descendants of Gadriel, maybe? She comes from.
So this figure is a reuse of the Gadriel head from the Order of Ythrun in Mythic, and it's an almost unrecognizable. The only reason I got it is because I knew there was only one short-haired kind of female like that in Mythics, and that's how I got to Gadriel pretty well. But because I really know the figures, but if just the sculpt and the whatever, I wouldn't have recognized it without that kind of prior knowledge. If you put the two figures side by side, I don't think you'd go, okay, it might be similar, but it's exactly the same head. It's amazing.
I mean, I'd say the colour job is much better on this than the original one, but I still don't like that sculpt. Sorry, Eric.
I really like it, especially.
I'm absolutely in the minority on this. I accept that. Yeah, but something about it.
And she has a scar on that sculpt, isn't there?
Yeah.
I wonder how that's done here. We can have a look. What? Yeah, right by the eye, isn't it? Do you want to give us the bio on this one then, Mal, as well?
Yeah. Yes, and then I'll share my thinking on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Part of a dual operative team of Tusk empiricists sent to investigate a spatial anomaly around the planet Thraxon, Jobira Key and her partner survived a crash landing on the strange planet. With the chance of a rescue from the Traders' Union slim at best, the empiricists knew that they would need to find a way to survive in the harsh environments they found themselves in. Following a homing beacon transmitting on an old Traders' Union frequency, the empiricists came upon a discovery they did not expect. A settlement they would eventually discover was named Scape Haven. Jabara and her partner approached the settlement, but they were immediately besieged on all sides as raiders from the settlement who had been hiding attacked. Bringing up their heavy shields and wielding their electro batons, the pair of empiricists fought off nearly a dozen attackers. This display proved their worth and earned them an invitation to add their strength to the settlement of Scape Haven. With the Tusk training and equipment, the empiricists were assigned to serve under Kern Ray as two of Scape Haven's rovers, teams who scour the wastes of Thraxon looking for resources and taking what they need to survive.
Very cool. In a big truck. Called the Dragon. Yeah, this is another nice figure. Somebody mentioned that might be the first. It's definitely not the first figure, but the first figure in Cosmic that we get the cloth goods arms and legs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention about that. Yeah, I've seen. She seems to be the one in the wave that she's sort of falling to the bottom of people's lists when they're going, oh, I want this one, I want that one. But I think she's a sleeper hit. I think once she starts coming in and people are seeing her, I think they're going to really, really like her.
I love the colour scheme
about her.
Yeah. I think that she's the type of figure, and a bit like Callian, she's either people's favourite or or very low on their lists.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. She's either like, oh, that's my favourite, or no, I'm not really into it as much as the others. So I think it's that type of a figure, which sometimes the female figures are. You have fans of that kind of smaller or slimmer look, which is cool. What do you think, Rich?
This, without giving too much away, this is towards the bottom of my list. It has to be said for this way.
Yeah, so you're the one, you're one of those.
Yeah. I like the weapon, but it's just way too big for that figure. And I know Mythic tends to have big weapons, but I don't think it works in Cosmic particularly
well. If you're trying to stun a big, huge
skate back,
without sounding like Stephen Bisciotti, would you be able to pick it up? Maybe the Gadrielians. Maybe the Gadrielians are really strong.
She's only a little woman.
No,
maybe
just
it's made of
male, female, whatever it is. The small.
Maybe it's red, really high tech, light titanium.
Maybe. Okay, in that case, that's fine. It just looks too big and weird. I like the colour palette.
Hollow.
Where's your imagination? The guy with 180 customs.
I really like the colour palette. I like the soft goods, but I don't think the soft goods work well on this character.
Oh,
like this.
that I disagree now.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's just, I kept looking at them and there's just, they look as if they'd work well on a Mythic's character, but I don't think the combination of soft goods on this one works well on a Cosmic character.
Fair enough.
And I can't give the exact reasons, but it's just something's not right.
Yeah.
So tell us why he's wrong, Mal.
I just think she's really cool. I think she's actually probably the one with the most soft goods within this wave, and I the way they work and the way they sort of flow from, in terms of colours from the upper torso, and the way the that neck piece feels like the cape's going up and through the through, what do you want to call it, the suit, the armour piece.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of like Richard, that not quite can't put my finger on it, but I like it.
Look at this. Look at the soft goods here now. What Trevor's glamour picture. I mean, come on, Rich.
No.
I must admit, I can totally understand people not being so sure about them on her, but yeah, as I say, I really like them. I think they're.
Well, I like them too, but let's see how they go through production, and they have been very successful with the soft goods execution. So I think it'll be interesting to find out. And in 2 years' time, or year and a half's time, Rich will be doing a whole army of these with different heads and lizard heads, and I need a skinny lizard. I'll give us that figure. Yeah,
we'll go through our favourite cosmics from each affiliation, won't we? And mine will be like 2.0, 2.0 again, 2.0 again. It's like, damn it.
Yeah. And so there's a better look at the head. Obviously, it has the mask from Zeri. I initially, in my notes when I was watching the stream, that I didn't keep up with, and because I got too distracted with the lack of pictures, and because I was doing the notes on my phone, so then I had to look at the pictures on my phone. I thought initially it was maybe the Vorga head.
Right.
Because you saw the glamour picture, and so I couldn't see whether it was the long hair or not. It could have been back there somewhere, but but they pretty quickly said it was the Gadriel head. So that's pretty cool. Can't really see what's done with the scar here. Would need to zoom in.
If you look on the one where she's, I don't know what angle. Have you got all of the pictures?
No, just
right.
I couldn't do them all. No,
there's one on the website where she's in just the right angle. So if people go have a look on the website,
and you can see the scar, or
there's like a scar. It's on this as on the right hand side as we look.
So her left eye.
Her left eye. In fact, it almost looks like there's two, one bigger one and one smaller one on the outside of the eye, and they've just sort of painted them a darker colour so they show up.
Yeah, a little bit of wash in there. Nice. Okay, well, I really like her. I like them as a team.
Yes.
And the whole story with them. And if we get this vehicle ever, I do think it's a very long shot, but maybe it'll be a diorama piece or something that they're going to display at Legion's Con or something like this.
Escape Haven, and someone has said this on Facebook and possibly even on our Discord, but Escape Haven shaping up to be one of the cooler factions in with what we've got so far. They're really cool.
Yeah, you got to wonder though how many affiliations there are going to be, because like this is an entire affiliation and it's just a little camp on one planet. So if Cosmic goes for 10, 15 years, we could have literally dozens, which is fine. I got no problem with that at all, but it's very different to Mythics in that regard.
Yes. Yeah.
They were more basic back in those times, It got more complicated.
Do you like bears? Do you like birds? Do you like dead things? It's,
Exactly, yeah. And they only had one planet. I mean, these guys have how many planets, Once you got a planet, you've got a new faction, Right, moving on. Cog, their prisoner. So this was one never would have guessed. We did have some suspicions maybe that there would be like a non-humanoid head in a space suit. Definitely not sort of kind of a symbiote, like a gorilla or some sort of a monkey type figure. This has made a lot of people happy, this head sculpt for sure, and this figure in general. Again, I think it's really cool. Another, I think that's the same space suit, which makes sense as the other two, whose names escape me right now. What's her name? Oh, why did I?
Veloc,
Ilaria.
Ilaria, that's it.
Why did I saddle myself with having to say their names? That was my own fault. So he is the mechanic. The mechanic? Yes, the mechanic.
Yeah, mechanic.
I think there's actually a couple of tweaks to his suit. I think he's got longer, lower arms.
He has got longer arms,
different feet.
Yeah,
feet.
And different.
Yeah, aren't those feet awesome though? Look at them.
Yeah.
Are they a totally new sculpt then?
I think they are.
So, yeah.
And the fun thing for me that they said about the new sculpts was that this all got tooled with the first wave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which means that makes a big difference in the timing in the end. Now, it doesn't mean these are going to be as quick as the other wave. What it means though is that they'll have less issues to iron out, and it will get a quicker to market time.
Yeah.
The thing that might delay it might be another wave in production before it in the queue, but it won't be because they're trying to tweak the tools, because they'll have that done.
Yeah. Rising Sun's going to be in between this, isn't it? So that's the fly in the ointment.
We should shout out.
It's quite a good fly, I mean, a tasty fly. I'd have a bit myself,
I'd say half of it's a rotten fly, but there we go.
Right, I'm not turning a Cosmic Legions reveal show into a noble bear. Let's get back to Cog, the awesome Cog. Can we have a biomal?
Yeah, we'll do. The Quorganox's mechanic, Cog, has proven invaluable to the Oxcrewe survival efforts on the planet Thraxon. Unfortunately for Cog, the same skills that have made him an important member of the Oxcrewe have also made him a target for a hostile band of wasteland bandits. Accompanying the bandits to their settlement in order to secure the release of the Oxcrewe's captive science officer, Cog boards their transport as they head to the dreaded Harrow zone. A stretch of unforgiving landscape separating the northern and southern parts of Thraxon. Surviving the journey through the Harrows is only the first challenge ahead of Cog. He knows that his strength will be tested if they are able to make it to the settlement his abductors have called Scape Haven. Cog is resigned to do what he must to rescue his fellow crew member, even if it is to fight every wasteland bandit in Thraxon to do so.
Awesome bio.
I think he might be definitely my favourite of the Oxcrewe so far.
Sweet.
I love the tail. The fact they've included the monkey tail.
That tail is brilliant.
Yeah. Look at that.
And I think
it's a proper bendy wire one as well, isn't it? So you can get it into all sorts of poses.
It's the Monkey King tail. Yeah.
Oh, is it the Monkey King tail?
Yeah. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But we need to shout out Rich, because he actually joked about getting tools. And what did we get?
He
said about a wrench,
tools.
but yeah.
I mean, bolt cutters, wrench, it's the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I reckon that little drill's yeah.
It is. And I love the accessories, though, and the little screwdrivers that go in the pack, in the little hold all as well. It's just a brilliant little touch.
It's so cool.
And I love the way they've done the goggles here. It's like a little clip-on piece, so that they don't have to do an entirely extra head. That was smart. Yeah. He's a cool figure. Really like him. I really like this color scheme on the armor. Probably my favorite of this armor, this type armor.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's a bit more muted, isn't it? Which I think works really well.
And the glamour shot is really awesome. Very cool. Anything more on this guy?
I would say I like him so much. This is now my new favorite cosmic figure.
Oh wow, that's a big.
It's past the original Oleg for me, which has held its place strongly for many moons, but this one's past it.
Wow.
There's just everything about this works so well. I mean, we talked about suit colors; they're great. The feet are awesome. I love the idea of a furry alien species.
Yeah,
it's like, who doesn't want a furry creature in space? The goggles, great little touch. The tail, oh my goodness! I mean, there'd be question marks about the vacuum of space and whether the tail would, expose him to that. But I'm not going to worry about that. That's little things. And the awesome accessories. It's just, I'm not going to say it's the perfect figure, but it's heading that way for me.
Yeah,
it's that good. Absolutely. If I'm thinking of a space figure, this is right up there.
Very cool.
I do think as well with the bulk of the suit, you could maybe use a smaller head, and maybe tweak something. I'm not sure what. Maybe that middle piece, and make it look a bit more like someone in a mech suit of some kind. I reckon.
Yeah, which is always good.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool to see someone have a go at that.
John, can you go back to the back of the figure for a second?
Yeah.
So you got the little port there for the tail. On the breakdown, there was a round thing there. Is that to plug that, maybe?
No, I think that's...
Or is that the chest plate?
That's the chest plug, yeah. Yeah, I think someone even asked that, possibly. Yeah.
But look at him. Okay. He's glorious.
Cool. He's very cool. Yeah, love him. Right, and next we have Antophillies. So this was the one that we kind of eventually, I think by the time the reveal was coming around, we were kind of suspecting that maybe there was going to be Mochu tributes, and turned out to be one, and turned out to be this one. And this figure is based on the design of David Williams, the custom that he had at Legion's Con last year. So this is a really cool figure. Really like this. I think we all loved the custom at the time. I think we probably even talked about it on the show. Do you want to give us the bio then, Mal?
Yep, I will do. Natives of the Hive.
First we should say the race. So I really love that. It's a Davophilar.
Yeah. Which obviously is named after the creator.
Yes.
Right. So, natives of the hive-like planet of Begon 84, the Davophilia are distantly related to the more common Sphexians. Immediately makes him excellent. The Davophilia have prevented the same planet-wide resource depletion that has plagued the Sphexians' homeworld of Vizapir, by remaining largely isolated and with very little contact outside of their own planet. This isolation includes strict travel restrictions to Begon 84, restrictions which were enforced by the soldiers that guard the skies above the hive world, constantly on the lookout for unwanted visitors. Anthrophiles is one of Davophilia's guardians of Begon 84, assigned to Zone A, the warmest part of the planet. Anthrophiles leads those under his command with a steady hand, calm demeanour, and warm personality that is rare amongst his species. Note, this figure was designed based off a custom creation by David Williams.
Yes, and I love the Zone A there is the Arizona.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, hottest part is like, there we go.
Yeah, and there's a Travis shot. But you know what? You don't need to hear us rattle on too much about this. Why don't we talk to the man himself? He gave us a little bit of time yesterday evening, so we're going to pop over to that chat right now. So David, you've had a pretty good weekend, I hear.
Yeah, it was, I would say better than pretty good, but I'm not a wordsmith, so we'll say it was pretty good.
So, were you encouraged to go out to IshCon by anyone in particular, or was it a coincidence? Or
I had talked to Jeremy about the pins, initially, and he asked if I was going to go to IshCon. And I think he thought I was already going, and and I was like, well, I was kind of thinking about it, and he just dropped it, and he was like, well, Buzz Off's going to be there. So if it's something that you'd, like to be at, there's your reason. So I immediately, like, in between that message, I just booked a flight, got a hotel, and
so
then responded.
You had previously been in discussions with him about, obviously them using your custom as a basis, etc.
Yeah, it had come up a couple of times, just in conversation between him and I, and Nate actually at Legion's Con asked me. He's like, "Did the Horsemen talk to you yet? I think they need to talk to you about something." And I let him in on. I was like, Jeremy had mentioned something, so we'll figure something out. But we had after he told me that they were going to do that, I booked all the stuff, and then that was it. Like that's all I knew about the figure. I didn't know about the name or like how they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And
did they consult with you on any kind of changes they made, or was it just like, are you cool with us using your figure as a basis?
No, our initial conversation, I was so excited that they liked it that I was like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like it belongs, all of it belongs to them. So any changes that they were to make, I mean, obviously they would make on their own accord, with full.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Lego have this Lego Ideas thing. They have this platform, and if you put your model up there, there's certain criterias, but otherwise, you can build your own kind of set. And if you get 10,000 votes, so obviously this is this is a big machine, from the fans, and obviously people promote it. Then it goes into them as their panel, and every quarter or something they pick, maybe none, could be 3, but they usually have about 10 to 20 sets where they choose a fan design. So this is kind of like that for Legions, in that it obviously went a little bit kind of, you just happened to make a cool thing that you like, and they then approached you. So it wasn't a kind of a thing that was out there as an opportunity. It just turned into one because it was so cool.
Yeah. And that's kind of the shocking part, is I was going to make it anyway for myself. As I have like a whole shelf that's just the PowerCon stuff. Because I love Masters of the Universe. Mm-hmm. So it's just a bonus.
Talking about that before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just a bonus that the PowerCon tributes exist, along with Legions, because my Legions collection is huge. But every time they do a PowerCon debut, I'm excited, no matter who it is.
Yeah. And interesting, boys. We only got one this year, but it's a pretty good one, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, as Eric said, perhaps the best one.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this kind of makes them less limited to doing like 2 at a time.
Yeah.
They were like, if they can just sprinkle them in throughout Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions, because it's received different ways. Like some people love them and some people absolutely hate them. So it's cool that they can do just one figure slot in a wave, as opposed to being like, these guys together have to kind of match, and they kind of, because they're pretty smart about like color schemes and all that stuff. When they revealed that first figure with like the scarf and everything, knowing that tribute was coming up, I was like, this whole wave is going to be those colors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And it's funny you say that about the Motu figures, but like obviously on the social media, I'm a Motu fan as well, and a lot of the big Motu fan sites, whatever, they shared this your figure, as 4 Horsemen are doing this figure. It's obviously a Buzz Off tribute. No mention of the other ones. So there's 2 sides to it. It's like there's a broad appeal on that side, and then within the Legions community there is a focus people that are into them, and then there is some that go, oh, it's taken up a slot. But I don't think anyone could argue with this figure, because it's I think it's just it ticks both boxes. I know there's some of them that people might be a little bit on the fence about whether that fits with the aesthetic or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'd be lying if I said I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious. Our community is incredibly supportive. So everybody that's posted congratulations or just that they're excited about it is heartwarming and sweet from a personal level. But it's nice to see people that I have not met or I haven't spoken to that are really excited about it. And I've seen everything from it's too cartoony to this guy works perfectly and I want a horde of them just to put with my Cosmic Legions,
Yeah. I mean, you, Rich, when they did the Many Faces one, the Operative 83, I mean, that I don't think you're a huge, multi-tribute fan in Mythic, but when it came to Cosmic, and that figure in particular had a soft spot for you, but I think we kind of came to the conclusion from your perspective that in Cosmic, they even work better.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I do think they're a much better fit in Cosmic. Yeah, and the Many Faces one, just I've only got one at the moment, but I will get 3, so I can display them every which way.
Yeah,
but yeah, and the Buzz Off is so good. And as you said, David, it just fits in with the wave. You could easily have 3 or 4 of those as part of the Scape Haven group. Just ignore the story they've given him and just do your own story with it.
Yeah. They tend to have a theme across the lines, and they all each wave looks good together. If that's the only wave that you get, everything kind of flows together.
Yeah.
So I made a comment in our sort of prediction show we did about that they're going to have to really outdo themselves in terms of soft goods with what they've done before. And I mean, they totally outdid themselves with the soft goods. It's incredible what they're doing.
Yeah, this Cosmic Wave I think it's my favorite because I've never been a big sci-fi guy. And now that there's Cosmic, I consider myself a Cosmic guy.
Yeah.
But still, the spaceman look is cool, but the wasteland look is really cool.
Yeah, agree. I think so, yeah. And I think we might talk about it in a future show, but the contrast in color palette between this and the first Oxcrewe wave is very interesting.
Yeah.
And of course, the story is bringing them there, but it really is if you put the two of them side by side, it's bright and then getting into these kind of desert tones.
Yeah.
So anyway, David. Yeah, go. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, obviously, I have an affinity for the desert. So
yeah, exactly. Coming from Arizona.
That's it. I remember being sat in a car with David, Thomas, and Sam on the way to intern for a day last year, and they're all going, "It's so green here. Why isn't it just brown? It's so green."
I dug through the Cabal. It's difficult, as you know, to search things on Facebook, but this had probably the most likes I've ever seen on a post in the Cabal. So it actually came pretty quickly to the top when I searched your name. So this was the original post. So 6th of September 23. So this is when you posted something that kind of changed things for you, and that you are now responsible for at least the design of a figure in Mythic Legions in terms of the color palette and the parts. So little did you think when you were doing this figure, huh?
Oh, it was so bizarre. The funny thing, I was telling them at the con, this figure was it came together really quickly, and I just knocked it out in an afternoon. But the way that I did the dark browns is I dyed the pieces. So and then I painted over it. But when I sealed it, the dye reacted to the overspray, and it just turned the whole figure black. So I had to make this guy twice.
Oh my God. Wow. Many better men would have given up.
I was so excited to make it with those parts that I was like, well, back to the drawing board. And that's actually why he has those gauntlets. The first gauntlets were just the Cosmic gauntlets.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Oh, so you had to kind of, you couldn't even use the same parts. You had to get the parts again, or?
No, I just thought it just kind of dawned on me.
Oh, okay, you just changed it. Okay.
Yeah, that those Motu figures had spiky arms.
Yeah, gotcha. And wow, so you obviously went into the next day then with after the dye job.
Yeah, I just washed them off.
Yeah.
It's I use that totally awesome cleaner.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to get some of that actually. I must try and smuggle some into my bag.
It strips paint completely, like without damaging. It doesn't damage the factory paint.
Yeah,
but you can leave a painted piece in there and wash it off, and it's as if you never painted it.
Yeah, because alcohol is a bit messy. It kind of works, but then you kind of have to leave them, and especially resin pieces, forget about it, because you end up kind of burning into the sculpt if you leave it too long.
Yeah.
Alcohol. Right, and I heard you say that basically these pieces were just you were just going through your desk and you had kind of bits of this figure and that figure that you'd obviously used for different customs, and this kind of just came together.
Yeah, pretty quickly. I was doing the pop and swap stuff with for Legion's Lounge. Yeah. I always kind of consider that, or like just these little fun contests we do. I always kind of have something brewing, but again, it came up a lot that with the wings and the claws, and then that chest plate, or even Bardrick's chest plate, a lot of people were like, "Oh, we're going to definitely get a buzz off."
Yeah.
So I was kind of waiting
for someone else to do it.
Yeah, for someone to do it, because to me it was obvious, like what would look cool. But I also didn't really have a ton of time to make a full figure. But when I was doing the pop and swap stuff, I put them together, and I actually have a picture of it where it's still all colorful, with like it's all the original pieces.
Yeah. Okay, where you just kind of kit bashed it and then said, right, I'm going to paint it.
Yeah, and he has those Spexian gauntlets instead on the original picture.
And that was always going to be the head then?
Yeah, that was the last part, when I was thinking of like how people would make a buzz off. Was like, how are they, what head could you use? And I have so many sentries, and none of them use that head.
Gotcha.
So I just had a pile of them.
Yeah, the sentries are great for just putting any head on. I guess you have a lot of custom heads on yours then, or?
Yeah, custom heads. And then with your paint recipe, I was able to do that gray.
Oh, do the match.
So
yeah.
Yeah, so I have a few sentries that have just like the other cosmic heads on them.
Gotcha, yeah. That's nice to do, yeah. Yeah, I want to do that for so this is the actual figure now. I wanted to match the red jet, but it's that really smelly Tamiya paint. I don't really want to go near it. And I was talking to Eugene Unique about using other paints, and I think we've come up with something, but just haven't got around to it yet. Yeah, so this is the actual figure. So this is Trevor's glamour photo. If we just look at the actual picture, the kind of a studio picture, so not much has changed, I would say. Maybe the
gauntlets, they've painted them all gold rather than
they've painted them all gold. Yes, that's right.
And I think from a production standpoint,
that probably just
that was a good idea. Like the average consumer would wonder why he has flesh colored gloves on.
Yeah,
that's because true. They don't. Yeah. It's not a smooth transition.
Yeah,
so that was smart for sure.
Yeah,
and also for people who pop and swap and customize but aren't painters, it's probably better for them to have an all gold wrist than a mix, isn't it, as well? So yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, and we can all hit up David for the paint match if we want to do what he did.
Yeah.
Although I bet the factory is probably slightly off your paint match, which of course has no problem for us, but for you, and you're just getting your old recipe together, you're like, I need to tweak this.
Yeah.
So did Sherry or Cameron contact you, David, and go, so how would you recommend we paint this?
No. They I have a feeling that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, I think they just approached it the same way they approach everything. Just do a great job.
And we got a different weapon, obviously. I think you use the axe from Mythic.
Yeah, it does include the axe.
What Buzz does include the axe, yeah. And they have this kind of trident spear here.
Mm-hmm.
And they also did an alternative head. What do you think of this then, seeing as it's the one piece that's...
So that was my original idea. I wanted to use that head, but the Spetsian head doesn't work on a standard 1.0 neck peg.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to use the bug neck because it made it look weird. But I was sitting behind the figure for the reveal, and they use the Valiant Knight neck peg. So you can pop it on, drop it down, and then make him look up. So
that's interesting.
By design, it works perfectly now.
Awesome. There you go. So you're going to get that cool neck peg as well.
Yeah.
That's good for you. Very good. So, that's that. And what did you think then? Apart from him, what was your favorite of the wave?
I don't know the names yet.
Yeah. We'll probably, as this is going to be part of our episode, and we haven't recorded the main episode yet. And, I'm still familiarizing myself as well. But so we can go by, the green guy or whatever.
Yeah. So that was one of those waves for me. Again, the color palette and then the style of the characters. Every figure was like my next favorite.
Gotcha.
But I think as a whole, that first guy, the yellow sentry.
That's Hylor, yeah.
Hylor cream, yeah.
I love the Tusk build, but I love the new helmet. The soft goods are really cool on that, like that weird wrinkled cloth. And then he's got new boots that look really cool.
They look really cool, don't they? Yeah, I've spotted them.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. I love the Oxcrewe guy from the first.
Oh yeah, from the first Oxcrewe, and now we've got that Angcha from this.
Yeah. I liked him a lot just because I like that build, but the soft goods on him are really cool.
And then the sleeping bag or the little bedroll, whatever you call it.
The skate bag.
He's
Bungie.
He's awesome.
Yeah, Bungie. He's so cool. Yeah. Which is funny because the original skate bag, I just ordered one, just part of the all in. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily like a creature builder, I'll get one of everything, but for some reason, having it with a saddle and a personality instantly became something a little more special.
I got you.
There's something cute about him as well, isn't there? Because of the armor, and you can just see his little eye. It makes him quite cute, and the name.
Yeah, it's a bummer that the stream was having difficulties because
that was a shame. Yeah,
I think the bedroll picture was my favorite reveal. Because the way that Jeremy presented it, and everybody kind of chuckled and laughed, and it was just a really funny moment, especially considering how many people talk about Erethiir's bedroll.
Yeah,
like he's gonna take over the world and then take a nap.
Now they can do it. Just need to dye it black or something for Erethiir. Yeah, because we were doing our little Discord watch along. No, it was pretty late. It was early morning for us here. But but when the stream started to kind of go funny, then that kind of died to death, really. I mean, I continued to watch, but there wasn't really much to chat about because people were looking on their phones and to figure out what
the service. The service in the hotel was pretty bad all weekend.
Okay, that's tricky then, yeah.
But I mean, they powered through it, and in person, it was obviously it just worked out fine. But it was overall, I think that first guy. But then, I think about the guy in the spacesuit, the Chewbacca looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that creature. Like it's such a bizarre, like, again, I see him more of like a Chewbacca, big hairy, mechanic. But I mean, I love that. And so it's kind of hard to say, even the 2.0 build, love that Gadriel head and the way they painted it.
Yeah, that was very good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's hard to pick a favorite. I like the yellow guy, the first guy.
Yeah.
Love the combo of the rider and mount. But I would say overall, this is my favorite Cosmic Wave, and that's even taking out the Bug Off thing.
Yeah, we might be getting there ourselves.
Yeah, that's the other thing about the Buzz Off tribute. Your name now features as part of a race in Cosmic. You are forever.
Yeah, that was. I'm not a big crier, just in general. never have been. I'm really just not a super emotional person. So big heavy situations can get me from time to time, and I even say from time to time, sometimes it's like, well, I guess people die, but that when he read that bio, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to cry in front of everybody and they're filming me. And then immediately afterwards, Jeremy goes, so what do you think? And I was like, that's pretty cool,
Yeah, I think maybe for you at that stage, thankfully the stream wasn't so, it wasn't so in focus, we could see you and we could see you speaking, but we definitely couldn't have picked out a tear, so you got away with it.
Maybe that was the gods or something. But no, it was such a cool moment, and to have my actual name as part of something, and then the call out to Arizona was super special as well, because I love it here.
Yeah.
And not to mention that that last little bit about the steady hand and kind heart, that it was just they really know how to make somebody feel special and included. It's not just they were like, you did a great job painting a custom figure. It was like, it was just a whole experience that they made special.
Yeah, it's like the family sort of aspect, isn't it? I think they always try and bring that, don't they? Whenever they reveal anything as a tribute to somebody or their name or whatever sort of thing, Hence to get everyone crying and sobbing.
Yeah.
And you've got a good little crew there in Arizona now. It's building up. I mean, there is the kind of Arizona boys faction at Legion's Con. So, to have one of their own, and Arizona itself being mentioned, or referred to in the bio, I mean, that's pretty cool, Dave. Yeah.
And that has become something really special between Thomas and Sam.
Yeah.
We're going to do, Thomas has talked to Jeremy, and we're going to do kind of a street team thing here at a toy show, with provided like banners and stuff as the Horseman representation at the show.
Amazing.
Which is so cool.
That is so cool.
Because there aren't a lot of places to get Legions out here.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to show people what they're about.
Absolutely. And we've talked in the past about how you and Rich kind of hit it off the first time you met, and obviously you do a good bit of painting for Rich, and we have Thomas with the European connection, so we're pretty tight with Arizona as well here.
Yeah.
Yep. David has done me proud over the years, bless him, looking after all this stuff for me and sending it over.
Absolutely, yeah. The mule.
Enabling you.
He doesn't want to be referred to as a mule, though, because that could have connotations that wouldn't be very flattering.
I'll be the worker bee.
The worker bee. There you go. Love it. So, have we anything else for David before?
Well, the most important question: have the Horsemen promised you a free copy of this figure, David? I'm presuming they have.
We haven't talked logistics, but they're good for it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Ask Walter.
Yeah.
Ask Walter how many Walters he got. And you can benchmark yourself.
Yeah, how many he got and how many he paid for.
Yeah, well, that's kind of it. Yeah. Right, and then
actually the other question I was going to say was about the pins. Obviously, doing the pins now for them is a great thing.
I have them here, would you believe?
Yeah, I mean, the two they've shown so far are superb. I mean, we've all seen your line art. We all know how good you are with the line art stuff. But I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculously good. And you've done the other ones as well, they were saying, although they've not shown them yet.
Yeah, I did all 4. And it's been a learning experience. Like the way that I see the Horsemen is like there's no half measures with any of their releases. So when it came to doing art for them, there's a standard, you know? So it's like we had a couple of redraws and a couple of changes, and I did it with pleasure, you know, to make sure that by the time we're done with it, it still looks like my art, but it fits in with the existing pins. And that was something that they stressed on, that they were like, we don't want you to change the way you draw. We don't want you to draw Nate's art or try and, you know, attempt to mimic Nate's art, but it's got to be a certain way, you know?
Yeah.
And it was really cool to work around those parameters, and the end result being something that I think people seem to be pretty happy with. So
yeah, they're awesome. And I suppose you have to also, you know, I suppose there are certain parameters about a pin and what can and can't be done in a pin. So I guess that there's a little bit of restriction in that regard with the art, or a little bit of tweaking that you might need to do, you know, maybe if you have too much fine detail somewhere.
Yeah. So from the original sketches to where it ended up are two very different things. But again, it's all for the better, and a great experience learning and understanding how to approach stuff like that, which I've never done before.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And when did you do the just out of interest, the sort of the timeline to this, David? How long ago did you do the drawings? Because obviously they need to get it all finalized and then make the pins and all that sort of thing. So.
I honestly don't know. It's been a few months that we've talked about it. The cool thing is that when we started talking about it, there was no big rush, because, you know, Legion's Con today is still 3 months away.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that, you know, they've gotten the ball rolling since, but it was super stress-free, pretty casual. I did a couple of variations in some of the art. So it's like over time, it's ultimately it's stuff I enjoy drawing. So it was none of the changes were ever a chore.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a handful of months.
Cool.
I'm as far as the exact timeline, I'm not sure. But again, they're pretty thorough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I guess their goal would be to give you enough time. And especially now as Legion's Con I think it has a cadence to it from their perspective. Maybe the first Legion's Con, the pins were maybe done a little bit more in a shorter time frame, I imagine.
Yeah.
I guess they did those in-house. But you know, this is very cool. And what's your own personal plans for Legion's Con then? Obviously, is it going to be similar-ish to last year where you had some prints and obviously the customs and the painted stuff?
I have a couple customs, like full customs, that I'll bring along if somebody wants to buy them. If not, I'm happy to have them. I'll have painted heads. And then I talked to Dave Orkin a bit, and I think I'm going to do a shirt design as well.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try and get a couple of, I'll get an idea of sizes, because it's very different from group to group, you know, what people are looking for. So I'll try and make sure to have a bigger variety of sizes, and then even specific ones. Because I know a few people that were like, I'd love to get one, but you got to order it in this size. And I was like, noted, you know, I'll make sure you get one. So that'll be a fun thing too.
We're going to probably take pre-orders this year on the shirts as well. Even, you know, they don't have to pay up front as such, but I think we'd probably want to get numbers dialed.
That'll be a good idea. Maybe I'll do it that way as well.
Yeah, I think if you have enough, if there's enough time in advance, it's probably the way to do it. And what's your idea? Is it to do a type of a logo, or is it to do like some cool art? And
so
I know you did the Dorkler one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Some people are probably familiar with the awesome Dorkler shirt that's been out there.
So my aesthetic when it comes to band T-shirts is I listen to a lot of metal. So I think it'd be cool to make kind of a metal looking shirt, like almost like a band T-shirt.
Yeah.
So it would be printed white on black.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands that I listen to have that type of font where you can't read it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to, I want to do it that style. So anybody that buys it gets to have a cool looking band shirt that represents a toy guy, but it also isn't a shirt that says David Williams, it's kind of like, unfortunately, when I started doing this stuff, I didn't have a cool handle.
Gotcha. No, nobody really, only the very few, I would say.
Yeah.
Have that.
Yeah. My tattoo stuff has always been under Electric Wolf.
Yeah.
And so it didn't feel weird making shirts that said Electric Wolf and then having like a tattoo design underneath it. But this is just a regular guy's name,
And in this part of the world, I hear you, until I knew you, if I heard the name David Williams, I'd think of like a Welsh rugby player or something like this. That's pretty much, what it sounds like to me. So I'm
very happy with the number of Welsh surnames in the Cabal. Yeah. It has to be said. This is great.
It's a very regular name over here, like all of ours, probably. Yeah. Cool. Well, we look forward to that, and we'll definitely be dropping you a line to put us on the list for those. That's for sure.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely,
One more quick question, David.
Absolutely.
Has anyone yet asked you to tattoo Antophiles onto them?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Goes on the list for Legion Scott.
No, I scream at the smallest needle going to my skin.
Okay. Well, that'd be even funnier then. No, David's a professional. He doesn't want to make anyone uncomfortable. So, is there any plans for any more of those type of shenanigans this year, or
no plans? I think I had a blast with My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me guys.
Yes.
And that was such a specific moment that I was happy to do it, but I'm not going to bring any equipment this year. I think that I'm going to focus on the convention and then being able to see and hang out with everybody and just really take it all in, because I feel like every time I leave Legion's Con, I forgot what happened the whole time.
I got you. Yeah.
So it'll just be nice.
Last year, I brought some audio equipment, but we didn't do much because actually I just realized that I needed to focus on one thing, and it was our first year having a table. And I realized pretty quickly, it was like, okay, we'll do a podcast recording maybe Monday morning before we go, because the three of us is to be together, but I'm not running around shoving a mic into people's faces now because I'm not able to do it and do what I'm doing. So this year, probably do a little bit more, but we're also there a day earlier because we're going to intern. So I think there'll be more chances.
I think that would be the smartest way, is to do things before the convention.
Yeah.
On those moments.
Once Friday comes, especially Friday evening, it's done then. I mean, it's not done, but you're done. Your time is over.
And as charming of an idea as it is to do side quests.
Absolutely. Yeah.
At these things, it's you tend to miss out on like some of the most fun stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Which is just the in-person, moment in time that you get to spend with these people,
Yeah, it's true. We do a lot of these shows just to connect in the first place, and when we're all sitting there together, we are connecting.
Absolutely.
So do we need to do the show? Well, maybe a little bit, but not like, we definitely don't need to do it at the expense of spending time together.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, David. Well, thanks very much for your time. It was great to have a little insight from you on this amazing achievement. We're all very proud of you here, aren't we, boys?
Absolutely.
Big time.
Thoroughly deserved, so well done.
And we all can't wait till November to see you in person again.
And a hug. Yep. I can't wait for my hug.
Oh yeah,
one of the best huggers in the cabal.
Yeah, because you missed it at Mesquicon because Dave was supposed to go.
I was so looking forward to the hug, and then he couldn't make it, and it was like, all right. But no, excited about a hug at Legion's Con.
That's sure. The last time you cried, Mal, isn't it?
I cry regularly. I'm a big girl.
Ease off a bit now, Mal. You're coming across as a little bit like a stalker. Just ease back just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, thank you for having me, and I truly enjoy the show. So this is always really cool for me to get to talk to you guys.
Awesome. Well, you'll have to skip this bit this week. Then you'll have a bit less show to listen to as you're on it yourself.
I always have to judge myself.
Oh, do you? Good. Yeah, I'm the same. Unfortunately,
I hate the sound of my voice, and the whole time I'm like,
I'm going to try.
What do I sound like?
I'm going to try and make it sound good. So. Or even better than you normally sound. All right, David. Thanks a million.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, David.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Take care, boys.
Was awesome to chat to David, and now we're back with the Thraxian Hunter. So, Rich, why don't we straight away get your opinion on this figure?
It's all right. This is an awesome figure, obviously, because it's a lizard scale-esque type thing.
Did it give you some lizard excitement?
It did. If we don't get a lizard man at G-Con now, then I'm just going to sulk like a child for the whole of Friday.
Please, Four Horsemen, he's sharing a room with us. Please. You know what it's like to have a sulky child in the room for the whole weekend. Come on.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to be there in the G-Con room, lying flat on my back and just kicking my arms and legs and screaming.
Oh, man.
But no.
Let's talk about this figure.
Yes, but no, this gets me very excited for future stuff as well. I can see why they've gone for this colour. It's a hunter, it blends into the background, all that sort of stuff. I'd preferred brighter, if I'm honest, but this colour scheme does work well. I love the bone helmet. Again, I think the sculpt underneath it is the same as the first Thraxian, but the bone helmet on top, which is stuck to it, is really cool. Although it does make me wonder what they killed to get that. Was it another Thraxian? Because it's a very comfortable fit. So
just a Thraxian with a bigger head.
Yeah, exactly. A slightly larger. The intelligent Thraxians get killed and then their domes get worn. There's a warning. I love all the bone armor stuff on him though. I mean, I think some of it's the same as the first Thraxian. Certainly the waist piece looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Is it all exactly the same? Well, I wasn't quite sure.
Except the wrists, but yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got lower arms now in lizard.
Yeah.
So
are the lower legs there as well, or is it? I couldn't quite tell.
No, we now have a knee until where the armor starts, whereas before that was actually armor. So now the top half of the lower leg is also lizard scale.
So basically, the lizard man reveal at G-Con will have the lower leg as well. Then just
there's just the new head and lower legs required. That's it.
Yeah. So you're right. Yeah, it's a whole new sort of. Well, it's not whole new, is it? As you say, there's a new piece to the lower. It's only the waist piece that's the same.
And I think the upper part. I don't know if the upper part of that stick was that on the previous Traxxon. Possibly.
I don't know. I know the club weapon's brand new, isn't it? They said that.
Yeah, that's brand new, yeah.
And what a great weapon it is. It's like a jawbone.
Yeah.
Pretty much jawbone
of something pretty big, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the previous.
And the soft goods. It wouldn't occur to me to have soft goods on a Thraxian, but
it
really
works. This style.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us the bio on this, Mal? Yeah, no problem. Obviously from the planet Thraxon.
And again, this is another example of the Horseman. I mean, it's like the unhelmeted head is exactly the same as the first Thraxian.
Yeah.
But you'd never guess it. I mean, it took me a while staring at it because the paint just makes it look so different. Well done, then.
It sure does. It sure does. It's awesome.
Right. So, whilst most Thraxians are hostile only when they believe there is a threat to their tribe, there are also those for whom violence is not simply a survival instinct, but rather the means towards conquest and domination. One particularly aggressive clan of Thraxian hunters inhabit the desolate stretch of landscape separating the northern and southern halves of Thraxon, known as the Harrow Zone. Clad in armour fashioned from the bones of their enemies, these hunters often attack travellers who choose to use the Harrows, especially those whom they believe can be easily overpowered. In a worrisome turn of events, the tactics of these Thraxians have changed as of late, and attacks on even obviously well-equipped convoys have grown at an alarming rate. The level of coordination and planning seen in their attacks has also increased, evidence that points to someone using these hunters as part of a larger plan. Rumours have swirled of a wasteland warlord who aims to overrule all... Rumours have swirled of a wasteland warlord who aims to rule over all of Thraxon and who is seemingly using the violent proclivities of the Thraxians to help further his goals. It is a party of these Thraxians who are hunting the convoy travelling from the Oxcrewe's camp to Scape Haven. Settling up a trap along the Harrow Zone, the hunters lie in wait as their prey makes their way towards them, and an inevitable clash that may have important implications for the power structure of Thraxon. A lot of exciting.
So who's this wasteland? This wasteland warlord that we're possibly going to get in Wave 3?
Talk about dropping an exciting little thing there, eh? Just like, whoa, my eyes were like, hang on a minute, there's a warlord. What the hell?
Yep. Hello. Yeah. So I think we've kind of gone through how the figure looks. It's really, really cool.
Very cool.
Very strikingly different color palette to the other one, but I think it still works. You know, you can understand they're the same species. They can be different color. It's awesome. Pretty much a hands pack with it, which is pretty nice.
Oh, come on, John. There's only 7 different sets. Don't exaggerate.
Sorry. What's in a hands pack? 10? And again,
another dynamic.
Trevor, look at that. Like that, there's so much movement in that picture. Yeah. You'd have to wonder if some of these were actually using parts, from the factory parts, maybe test shots or whatever that they've painted rather than just a prototype resin.
Yeah, it's more dynamic than when he's got just tons of printed stuff, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. So that's the advantage of Waves, where they can use some parts that maybe we haven't got yet, but that they have already had the factory start working on. So
I thought that was interesting too. When I was listening to it, they mentioned quite a few times where they were reusing stuff, and I'm wondering if that was as a result of the Agbendor feedback. Because they've always said, this is reuse of this, but they really seem to be emphasizing it. Which is good. I think it's really good. It makes it very clear to people, this is a reused bit, this is a reused bit, but this is brand new. And look at this. This is cool.
I didn't think I'd be sitting here in August and saying that my favorite wave of the year so far is the Cosmic. after having a really quite a big Mythic wave, and obviously there's been more in stock type Mythic stuff though as well that we don't really call them a wave. The skeleton might end up being one of the figures of the year. So, there's plenty for the Mythic column as well. Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of filling of the collection shelves, isn't there, rather than prepping for new stuff, which is a good way to do it on an anniversary year.
Incidentally, have any of you got your shipping for the in-stock sale?
No.
I really want the mouse map, but I'm kind of regretting ordering it now because I think my order might be on the way otherwise. I'd say they're leaving ones with all those things like stands and mouse mats until the end.
Or my name on the order till the end as well. I'm not sure what I've done to upset.
Maybe they're just putting in a few extra goodies. Maybe a secret reveal that you're allowed to do on the show or something.
Maybe.
So anyway, the Thraxian Hunter, we're down with him. I like him. He is something I could maybe get a few of for sure.
I must admit, he's one that.
Yeah. And again, it's just the parts that just translate into Mythics, don't they? So
yeah.
I mean, I'm not so fussed by that, as you know, but he feels like one that it'd be cool to have a couple of, and the same with the original Thraxian.
You watch when the Thraxian from Oxcrewe Wave 1 gets released, cool third-party parts for the heads especially will start to crop up, and then Mal might know something that that will go really well. So
there's a head that is in the process of being designed and sculpted that could be aimed towards the Thraxian.
Hello.
We'll see when it.
More to come. Bungee jumping, huh? Look at that. He is so cute. Look at that picture.
So cute.
Very cool. Yeah. I'm quite taken by Bungie.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same body. It's a different head.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's got a saddle and some accessories that we'll talk about. But it's a Mountainscape back affiliated to Scape, Haven, and from the planet Thraxan. Do you want to give us his bio so we get a bit of context here, Mal? Yeah. Talk a bit more.
Much more docile than their lowland cousins, mountain skatebacks are hearty beasts who are known for their great strength, as well as their unwavering loyalty to their herd. This loyalty extends to the handlers they befriend and whom they allow to saddle them as mounts. Separated from his herd as a calf, Bungie was found lost in the wastes of Thraxan by a party of Veblian wanderers. Keeping the calf alive, the Veblians tried to reunite the creature with its kind, only to discover that the herd had been attacked and killed by hunters. Knowing that the calf would not survive on its own, a Veblian named Agcha raised the creature, forming an unbreakable bond with the skateback that exceeded even the natural tendencies of these affable beasts.
Oh, what a nice story. Jeremy's really outdoing himself here.
He is. Good writing.
So there's Bungie. It's definitely more browns, muted browns, obviously kind of more bone type color. These skatebacks are supposed to blend into their environment. So obviously in the wasteland, gone are the kind of purpley, pinkish kind of mountains, and we're into more muted tones.
Well, here you go. If you want to get really nerdy, I initially thought he was wearing a helmet, but of course he's actually just got armor plating on his head, which suggests maybe with his 3 tusks as well that he's a prey beast. So whereas the other skatebacks are probably predators, these little fellas are probably prey. So they are more heavily armoured.
How am I going to sleep tonight?
People should need to buy Bungie to rescue him.
Rescue him from the evil people that are hunting him. Oh.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mala. It's an interesting twist, though, isn't it? That you got effectively the same, or an offshoot of the same species, but one's a prey animal, whereas the other one's just like I eat everything.
Yeah. Well, it's brilliant, actually, sort of adapting to their thinking. I mean, obviously, we know how good Eric is, but he's clearly put a lot of thought into how these animals would adapt and develop for their surroundings and their different roles and places they live on Thraxan.
Yeah, so the saddle is awesome as well on the back, and you're going to be able to get a figure on that, which is really cool. And that's a new piece. And also this bedroll that he comes with, which is actually soft goods. I looked up the difference between a bedroll and a sleeping bag, and it seems like a bedroll is more just an ancient or a more old word for a sleeping bag. So sleeping bag is more of a modern thing. So
bedroll sounds cooler as well.
It probably does, yeah.
I don't want to think of a cool nomad warrior jumping off this and getting into a sleeping bag. A little couple like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So there he is. You can see around the back. There's the environment shot where you see he does actually kind of blend in a bit to that picture, or at least, you know, you could see if he crouched down. Yeah, you would definitely see that kind of blends in. Very good for hiding. So yeah, there's Bungie. Definitely, I think I prefer him to the other skate pack, the original one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I really like the other one, but there's something about Bungie, isn't there? He's great.
And I can see people making, you know, different heads for him, third party heads when he eventually comes out, and you could turn him into a more menacing creature.
He's actually I can see some poor fools buying a few of him too and having a little band roving around on him.
He's actually got
me, for instance.
Feet. I must admit, I've thought about. I wonder how. Because to be fair, I know Thingy. The character who's going to go on him, Angcha, isn't really goblin scale, but I could actually see this working for goblins in Mythics.
Yes, in Mythics, definitely.
Or others, but goblins, dwarves, smaller creatures.
So there is Angcha. So he's kind of he's together with Bungie in a sense. You know, he's mentioned in the bio, and we can maybe talk a bit about him and then about the two of them together. So there you see he's the kind of same style as the guy from the first wave. I'm having brain farts tonight. What's his name?
Uka.
Uka, of course, yeah. Angcha and Uka. Yeah, so very cool. Do you want to give the bio a go here, Mel?
Yeah.
The last one.
A Veblian wanderer, Agcha, and his loyal mountain skateback companion, Bungie, patrol the wastes of Thraxon. Their travels include the dangerous stretch known as the Harrow Zone, where they hunt the hunters who prey on those who traverse the wastes. Armed with his high-impact rifle, Agcha waits for the convoy from Scape Haven to make their way towards his location along the Harrows. Excuse me. Watching from afar as a party of Thraxon hunters prepares to ambush the convoy, those hunters never expected to take on fire from Veblian sniper, just as they prepared to spring their trap. Riding alongside the convoy, Agcha and Bungie race towards Scape Haven as more and more Thraxian hunters fall in behind them. Their mission clearly meant to stop the rovers from reaching the settlement with Cog and the resources they carry from the Oxcrewe.
Oh, so an interesting little side thing here that's going on between the main kind of events.
I don't know if it's the way it's written, but it reads like he's meant to stop the rover, but I'm guessing it means the Thraxon hunters are meant to stop the rover.
Right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just because his affiliation is Scape Haven. It confused me for a second. It read like he was stopping the rover, but he's not. He's part of the rover crew.
Yeah.
Which makes him even cooler because it's yet another member of the Scape Haven.
It is, yeah. So here he is without the soft goods. I mean, you're into sharks and stuff, Rich, so you're on mute, mate.
God, welcome to COVID time, everybody. Yeah, when they first showed him, it was like, oh, that's a brilliant helmet. And then they showed this, and it's like, well, I'm buying him because it's a little shark, basically. It's a shark quarry. I'm all over this. Yeah, this color palette is just, it just screams little hammerhead shark. It's just, I love it. I love it.
Also, just, with this color palette, the neck, it just makes it look like a fish. Giant
for
fish.
Me, I think I prefer this color palette to Uka as well. I think these colors are so nice.
Yeah, they're great.
Really nice. And there he is with the soft goods, which are quite a complex set of soft goods.
Really impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. CGSM. So this and Bungie and Cogger Deluxe figures. So they're the $48. The Jobra, the Hylor, and the Antophillies, and they're the regular price.
The daft thing is they might have sold me another Ucker because I think I want some of the bits and pieces that come with Ucker to add to him and Bungie. Like the binoculars and the bag and canister.
And the Thraxian Hunter is a regular price as well.
Well, there's binoculars in the accessory set, don't forget, Mal.
Oh, that's true, yes.
But these are nice, aren't they? Yeah, the way they're painted and everything.
Yeah.
So there's the accessories. You get canister. What's in these canisters? Do we know?
I assume water or something like that.
Ah, okay.
My guess would be moonshine. Thraxian moonshine.
Ooh, nice. Love the rifle with the sniper rifle with the strap. Love that.
Yeah. And again, the paint effects as well.
Yeah, really nice. And you get those pauldrons that came with Uka. Get them again here. So new pauldrons, you can even, I'm sure, make them work on the goblins of Mythos. So might even see them at some stage in them with a slightly different paint job. But yeah, and that's the very cool environmental shot that Trevor made. The lighting here is great. The kind of green hues across the, really goes with his skin color. And then possibly the cutest picture of all time. It's just adorable. So I think this is of the unpainted prototype that CGSM was using to do the soft goods, and that's his picture that he sent to Jeremy. 4 horsemen of Agcha in the sleeping bag, the bedroll. So it can be done. There you go. So stock up on those bungees, and we can have a little scouting party where we're all sleeping in our sleeping bags.
They need to make a little fire set now, don't they, as well?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, just to add that to it. And they can all sit around there warming their hands, cooking their beans.
Yeah, there was a loot crate, Splinter from NECA, from the movie, that came with a little fireside set. It had a little blue light inside of it because it was supposed to be this kind of spirit stuff. It was from that scene in the movie, but I always loved that. But that set became so expensive on the secondary market that I didn't have enough attachment to it to hold on to it. But I'd love to see something like that. That would be cool. But we did in this wave get a Wasteland survival set. So we got a large crate with an opening lid. We got a small crate with an opening lid. We got a tube, an antenna, a flashlight, binoculars, and bolt cutters. So there you see them there, all laid out. And that's the kind of studio looking shot. I love the binoculars here especially, and the crates are cool. They're going to make great little background pieces on the shelves, whatever, or little accessories for the figures that, but really kind of brings more to life the whole kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you like this as much as the set from the first wave? I don't, but I'm wondering if it's just because it's smaller. There's some smaller pieces rather than, because the first set was quite bulky, wasn't it? There's lots of big boxes and that sort of stuff.
Are they the same price? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 25. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about it that much to compare. I remember I liked the first set, but I don't think. Do you think that we got sold short here? I don't think so.
Oh, not sold short. No, absolutely not. No, it's just. I think we were spoilt with the first one. To be honest, if anything, I think we got a lot from only the first one.
We just got more boxes and a little computer, and yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's maybe more bulky, but there is some more little small accessory pieces here. So,
Yeah, I don't think I mind.
Probably the same amount of plastic in the end.
They're little dio pieces to me. I think that's
yeah.
As far as
I'm sure they thought about it. So that's the wave. So before we go any further, we should maybe rank our figures 1 to 10, or no, 1 to, was it 1 to 7? Shall we give that a go?
We're going to count them twice.
We don't need to rate the accessories pack. We like the accessories pack.
Yeah.
And so maybe what I could do is just bring the group shot back up here. So there we go. You can see them all there. So who's your number 1 then, Rich?
Cog.
Okay, right in the middle there. 1 for Cog. Mal, who's your number 1? You can't have 2.
I'm making the caveat. It's 1A, B, C, D. It doesn't feel quite right saying it because he feels like because of what you'll guess by when I say this, because he's not canon. It almost feels like a side figure, but I think it is Anthophiles. I just think he's so cool looking.
2 for Anthophiles. Look, I don't have many of my Motu classics left, but I got a buzz off and a Moss Man. So, you know who Bryophytus is getting for a friend.
That'll be a cool little team up, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So running back, my number 2 then is Hylor. So really like him. I love, that he's similar color to Anthophiles, and I just love that kind of color scheme anyway. And the soft goods are great. So you, Mal, 2 or 1B?
I think it's tough. But I think Hylor Kryn as well. And as I think David mentioned,
right, Rich.
I was just going to say, I think David mentioned it. The swapping possibilities, and I know I've seen it mentioned in the Cabal. The swapping possibilities.
That's true.
With those 2 characters is quite interesting.
Anthophiles for me is number 2. Brilliant character.
Interesting. So another Motu tribute that Rich likes. So
I think the Motu tributes work so much better in Cosmic than they do in Mythics.
Yeah, we did mention.
And I'm loving them so far.
Mentioned that with the chat with Dave, so that lines up with that. Right, Rich, straight back to you for your number 3.
The ever adorable Bungie. Love it, and I'm going to have to get a few because it's such a good figure. And as Mal said, you can use it in Mythics as well. So it's I might even have some G.I. Joe Classified riding a Bungie.
Just hundreds of them around the display.
He is a figure that could definitely transcend lines. So
big
like the horses in Mythic.
Just a cool mount.
Yeah. And like those D20 mounts, there's different lines that people can integrate them with. Mal, so your number 3?
It's got to be Bungie again, hasn't it? He's so cool.
Okay. Clean sweep for Bungie at number 3.
Yay.
There you go. So, he is really cool. Right, going back down through it, my number 4 is the Thraxian Hunter. Just think he's such a cool figure. I love the bone stuff. It gives us little mythic vibes there, as well as, not being at all really, but a lot of the armor you could definitely repurpose for Mythic.
You could take that figure and stick it in your Mythic display, and
you could, bigger, but I think
it looks like
with
bone.
With the bone helmet, especially, I think with the other head, it's maybe a little bit too
not quite reptilian. Recognizable reptilian.
Yeah. Right, number 4 for you, Mal.
I think I'm going to go Agcha. I really like him. I really like his soft goods, and along with Bungie, that's a cool little set. So.
I have a feeling Agcha's coming again here, Rich, no?
No, it's Hylor Kryn for me.
Hylor Kryn, awesome. So
I'd love the color palette, the soft goods. Great figure.
Very good. Okay, number 5, Rich.
Agcha. Only dropped 1 place, but it's a little shark. It shows how good the wave is that he's only number 5 on my list.
Yeah. 5, Mal?
I'm going Cog. It's got to be Cog now because, as I say, he's my favourite of the Oxcrewe. Well, along with the little dwarf guy, I think they're probably tied. And they're right next to each other. Orvar, yeah.
I remember the name, hooray.
Well done, John. Here we go.
It's the sickness, I swear. Cog for me as well, Mal. Yeah. I can't believe he's down in number 5.
I know, yeah.
It is a little bit like, he's 5, he's 1E or whatever. Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then my number 6, I'm going to go Jobara. I just like the way she goes with high lore and the whole thing, and I like the color scheme and the soft goods and the reuse of that head. It's just awesome. Mal?
Yeah, Jabara. There's me at the start of the show going, oh, she's down at the bottom of the... And I don't think she belongs there. I don't think she does, but as I say, it's 1A, B, C, D, and I think she's really cool. I really like the colours. I like the soft goods. I love the reuse of that head and the colour they've painted that. It's so good. So good.
So, Rich, who's your 6?
Thraxian Hunter. Again, me and lizard reptile things, so the fact it's number 6 shows what a strong wave this is.
Right. And that leaves you at number 7 with
Jabara. Yes. She's a cool figure, don't get me wrong. And I'll definitely get her, but yeah, she's the weakest one of the wave for me.
Mal,
Thraxian Hunter for me is the last one.
Thraxian Hunter, yeah.
I think he's great, and as I say, I kind of like multiples of him, but he's just when I compare him to the other.
Him last is just a reflection of how good this wave is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again for me, there's probably people screaming at their whatever they're watching this at, but Agcha is number 7 for me. But that's nothing against the figure and what you get with it. It's just compared to the other figures, which means this is just a really good wave. Yeah,
it's a really great wave.
Superb. Yeah.
So, a few more things to mention before we sign off. So, I'll go right to the end here. We have the Oxcrewe posters. I know you're a fan, Mal. This is the Oxcrewe 1 poster that you already have.
Yep. And
this is the Oxcrewe 2 poster. Tom Whalen is the artist. I think Strong Stuff on Instagram, I think he's...
Yes, that's it, yeah. I've ordered it and it's on its way already.
Yeah. There you go. Before you're in stock.
Interesting. Sorry, I've just spotted the fact that the whole of the little rover thing is there.
Yeah.
Underneath. It's like 3 carriages and everything.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of characters in it.
Yeah, there's a discussion about who's the dude with the big head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, that's maybe something to look at further and we can talk about it. So the poster is awesome. I just don't have the space, but these posters are awesome. I wish I'd got on the train earlier with the Tom Whalen posters from the start, from Wave 1. Then I think I'd be in it. And I think it's probably a lot of people that are from Wave 1 that are picking them up, because they're smart, like you, Mal.
There's just something about that art.
It's brilliant. Yeah, and he does loads of art for big brands, like really big brands. Like I think he's done stuff for Hasbro and stuff like that. So
yeah, he's got DC and Marvel stuff on his site.
DC and Marvel stuff on his site. Yeah, yeah. I guess he's been, like the Four Horsemen here with this, I think he's been asked by those different companies to do a poster. So very, very cool. And last but not least, shirts. So retro rags, especially interesting if you're in the US or if you go into LegionsCon, they might still have some. They have a shirt for this wave and it's really cool. I really like it. It has the Cosmic Legions logo at the back. With Oxcrewe, is it?
Yeah.
I think written.
Yeah. Tom Whalen also did one of my... I knew the style. I was trying to think. I'm sure he did a classified figure.
Yeah.
And he did one of my favourite classified figures, and he did the box art for it.
Oh, Cobra.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah, the Alley Viper.
I remember
Cobra.
The Alley Viper, yeah.
Which I love the Alley Viper anyway, and that's such a cool picture. And
that is the kind of colour scheme he uses as well with the oranges and stuff, yeah. Very good, yeah. I guess he uses a certain limited amount of colours, and that's kind of his style, yeah. So there's your lot. That was Oxcrewe Book 2, Harrow's Own. I really enjoyed that, everything.
So excited about this wave. Yeah. It's one of those where it feels so long already to wait for it, but it'll be worth it when it turns up.
If it's the only cosmic wave they drop this year, and it probably will be, it'll stand, by itself, sort of thing. It's such a good wave.
It sure is. Yeah, so who knows what we'll have next week, but we really enjoyed that one, so hope you did too. Cheers.
Stay safe out there, everybody. Remember, skatebacks aren't always your friends.
Or is it not that skatebacks for life, not just for Christmas or the Harrow Zone?
And don't be a Thraxian hunter, no matter how much you dislike somebody, don't wear their skull.
Maybe it should have been the Bone Zone rather than Harrow Zone.
All the good stuff in the outro, huh?